Do they expect him to send an email saying, I, Donald John Trump, committed several counts of child sexual assault? Yeah, that's not... Honestly, maybe. Like, if you were to ask me that question a while ago, I would have been like, haha, that's funny joke, chatter. But it seems like these guys were very forthcoming in these emails. Like, they literally... Like, every financial elite that emailed Jeffrey Epstein at a certain point was like, hey, really loved the party last night, wink, wink. Sometimes even more aggressive, like, hey, I love trafficking children with you, right? It's the funnest thing we can do. I love doing it. Like, yeah. Every Epstein email is like, yes, I love girls. Everyone knows it. Happy birthday. MAGA, those emails could be anything. The emails in question, Jeffrey Epstein to Peter Thiel. That was fun. See you in 3 weeks. Dude, you promised me a blow up in MAGA, and today I've been told by multiple people that because the Democrats didn't release it, they actually took the time to alter the documents to print to Trump, so nothing can be trusted that comes out. That's the level of cope they're hitting. Nothing is going to change the MAGA views base besides the video of DJT sexually assaulting a child, and even then they're going to blame it on AI. No. If that were to come out, they wouldn't blame AI. They would just say it's actually cool and good that he did it, and they love doing it too. Like, there are going to be MAGA-based loyalists who will unironically ride no matter what, okay? They will dick ride no matter what is going on. They would probably blame the child and do like a what was she wearing thing, or they would just turn around and be like, who amongst us hasn't been in this situation, right? None of these people in these emails lovingly chatting with Epstein will face social consequences. And we know this because in 2019, it was revealed Bill Gates met with Epstein several times, and his wife of 30 plus years divorced him over it, and this basically went into a memory hole. Will there ever be a smoking gun? Chatter. The smoking gun analogy only works if someone is able to be harmed by bullets. Okay? If the current state of discourse with our maximalist political polarization, with misinformation running amok, with people having a true crisis of critical thinking and media literacy, has rendered the political information landscape to be uninhabitable for normal brain people, then there is no smoking gun. It's the same principle behind Pete Hegseth, right? It's the same principle behind why normally a candidate like Pete Hegseth would never be able to get the highest security clearance, because when they are interviewing people for top security clearances, right, where you are like handling classified information and whatnot, they actually make sure that you are not blackmailable, okay? So they look at like whether you have, an alcoholism issue or a gambling issue. Brett Kavanaugh had a gambling issue, and that didn't actually stop people from, that did not actually harm him in the long run. He still became a fucking Supreme Court justice. But the reason why they look at that sort of stuff is because if you are an alcoholic, if you have gambling debt, like things of that nature, you are malleable, you are persuadable, you are blackmailable. But you are unblackmailable if you have no shame. We are coming to realize that this entire structure is basically held together by a collective understanding of morality that is falling apart. And while it was often the Republicans that said there is such a thing as objective morality, and you guys are all post what is it? What's the fucking? Oh my god, my brain is fried. It was Jordan Peterson and many Republicans that said that it was the Dems that were postmodernist or neo-Marxist or engaged in cultural relativism, and that there was such a thing as objective morality. It's very obvious that it's actually the Republicans that are doing the same postmodernist analysis here, and they find ways around it. Basically, they just, it doesn't matter anymore. There is no such thing as like social stigma associated with certain things that used to exist, including but not limited to pedophilia, it seems. Do you understand? I think it's very damaging that we do not have consensus reality. I say this all the time. It's one of the worst aspects of modernity, especially in this like internet media environment. Having no consensus reality is fucking terrifying. Even in like small, nonsensical, idiotic ways that obviously I encounter, right? that I experience in my day-to-day existence. Like, the example I will use is this tweet that I saw that went somewhat viral 11 hours ago. Little bro went to China thinking he would be received as a celebrity, got treated as just another foreigner, got arrested, learned that nobody knows him, and now learns that Asman is popular there. Lamafayal Hassan should be elected low-cow of the year. It's just like it's a joke that I made on Will's stream that immediately got posted here, where I was like, no one should know who Asmongold is as a joke, right? Let alone motherfuckers in China. And every part about this, every part about this statement is just objectively incorrect. The preconceived notions around China are so insane that half this site genuinely believes you were arrested for some reason. Yeah, you literally got clapped by the CCP the moment you stepped an inch out of line. You shook it off like nothing ever happened and continued your propaganda tour. If you weren't a Western tourist streamer, you would likely be in jail by now. Like, nothing. The truth does not matter. Observable reality does not matter. What matters is whatever the official narrative is. Okay? I said, I love how none of this has happened, but motherfuckers on this website just live in an alternative reality that fries them off of negatively framed clips they saw. We are never getting healthcare, man, is what I said. But I do think that it's not great that we don't have a shared consensus reality. Because how are you supposed to interact with one another? How are you supposed to interact with other humans, your neighbors, your fellow man, if they're just living in a fucking totally different plane of existence? Doesn't that terrify you? I mean, this is just bad. Not because like it is annoying for me. That doesn't really matter, right? In the long run. But I'm saying that this is just yet another clear-cut example of how people go, I'm biased towards, what I believe is happening in China. And I saw this tweet that claimed falsely that this guy got arrested, right? So that corresponds to my biases, right? LARPer socialist Westerner gets arrested when faced with real communism is like a very good narrative for you to lean into if you already have these preconceived biases. That person is a kick streamer just trying to get clout off your name. It doesn't matter. They keep conflating the meme somehow triggered the cops. I think this has larger societal consequences, not related to like myself. I'm just using this as a example. Okay, I'm just using this as an example of what is so dangerous about the way that things are changing. Yeah. Okay. I don't think Hassan has ever stepped foot outside of major cities in China. The difference between poverty is staggering. Nobody's equal, very unequal. Hassan talks about China and what he loves about it so far is sick. Abundant style consumption paired up with centrally controlled economy. You have 1950s Soviet era building blocks next to the Gucci store. If ever a country that rep the things I enjoyed. Yeah, I said China is the OG. Like, China is the OG communist flag in front of the Gucci store, right? Dog, you've been there for 5 days? I know. And there have been 5 days of people losing their fucking minds over this, right? Yeah, this is the breast milk guy from Blizzard. You like capitalism then? Hyperthyroidism? You weren't even arrested. You were just interrogated. Western communists versus real communists. Gucci, but also communists. You like capitalism then? I think it's a misunderstanding. I think this is a misunderstanding. Okay? The notion that people are producing commodities is not simply a capitalist concept. Like, there is no, like, it's the relations that people have to the means of production that makes a society socialist or capitalist. And the reality of the matter is China is not a communist state, okay? It's not. They are moving in the direction of communism, as every single previous communist party has tried to design society through a transitional socialist state. And every single version of this has been different. There is no one size fits all.